Hi, this is Brendan Cronin from the Queensland Eye Institute. I'm going to demonstrate the technique for replacing multifocal IOLs with the Acufocus IC-8 pinhole IOL. Viscodilation behind the IOL with the dispersive viscoelastic is very important. And then I'm going to show you a technique for dilating along the track of the haptics to adequately remove haptics for different IOLs. This isn't to say that different multifocals aren't good. Many multifocals are great and very effective in patients. You can see here what I've done is I've put the cannula of my dispersive viscoelastic in behind the intraocular lens and I'm viscodilating the capsular bag. So it's one of the most important maneuvers. Really, IOL removal is all about viscoelastic. It's important to fill the eye with viscoelastic. It's important to fill the bag with viscoelastic. And it's important to repeat that procedure repeatedly throughout the operation. Gaining access just between the anterior capsular excess in behind the IOL and inserting that viscoelastic in behind it is just a critical part of the procedure. Instrumentation is also extremely important, using these IOL removal forceps, an IOL removal pack that includes micro tying forceps or IOL grabbing forceps is really critical to performing the procedure safely and effectively. Cutting the lens into multiple pieces and removing it through a normal 2.2mm incision is really quite routine with viscodilation and nice instrumentation. As I say, the IOLs I'm removing in these cases are very effective multifocal IOLs, but they just haven't worked in these patients. Some patients just can't tolerate the multifocality of a different IOL, and the IC-8 lens offers an excellent alternative for these patients. I put it in their non-dominant eye only, leaving a monofocal lens in their dominant eye. It tends to remove the issues they've had with the multifocality, but still give them an excellent range of vision. You can see here these IOL pieces are just being removed very easily. Putting in the IC-8 lens here into the capsular bag. Of course, this video demonstrates the technique of removing lenses when the capsular bag is intact. It's very different, much more complex when there's been a YAG capsulotomy or a posterior capsular rupture. The IC-8 lens really fits quite nicely in the bag. You really need an excellent irrigation and aspiration after you've put the IC-8 lens in. Of course, you'll have used a lot of viscoelastic. That may be a combination of dispersive and cohesive viscoelastic, so it's really important that you don't leave that in the eye. You may get an unexpected myopic result if the IOL is pushed forward by viscoelastic behind the lens. So it's quite an important part of the procedure and really critical to make sure that you adequately and thoroughly remove all of the viscoelastic. I tend to myose the pupil postoperatively as well, so the patient can really tell a couple of hours postoperatively that the procedure has given them the vision they were hoping for. It's often tempting to put a capsular tension ring in these cases, but I would caution against that. There's often been a component of capsular contraction, and capsular tension rings really can create a lot more problems than they fix. You'll see here once again I've performed that maneuver where I access into the posterior IOL space just by moving the anterior capsular excess peripherally and putting my cannula in behind that. In this case, I've already cut out the middle part of the lens. I'm demonstrating this maneuver here, and this is really important, particularly for this lens, which is a sticky type of acrylic lens, and that certainly has advantages in some ways. But you can see I'm going in along the pathway of the haptic and viscodilating in there, essentially viscodissecting the haptic away from the capsule. These particular types of haptics, the C-loop haptics and the IOLs, can be quite tricky to remove the haptic, but as you can see, just adequately inserting viscoelastic along the track, along the pathway of the haptic of the lens really removes it and loosens it very nicely so that it can be removed without any traction at all on the zonules. You can see there's no capsule coming with that haptic. That's really important. We know that the zonular structure is perfectly intact and we haven't weakened that or done any damage in removing the IOL. As I say, this can be a very routine procedure if you just follow these steps. Meticulous viscodissection and viscodilation really is the key. You'll see here I'm performing exactly the same maneuver, exactly the same technique, but this haptic is a little bit stickier. Just take your time. It's only a couple of minutes and a little sweeping maneuver occasionally just to ensure you have adequate access along the track of that haptic, and it should be removed very easily and very routinely. After that, the IC-8 lens can again be implanted into the capsular bag, and that removes the multifocality component of the original lens that the patient had in and gives them the advantage of those small aperture optics with an excellent depth of focus.